Devin Haney's hit list names Shakur Stevenson next, not Gervonta Davis. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, Devin Haney recently put out some information through an interview, and he spoke on his hit list, who he wants to fight next, and I was sort of surprised who was on top of that list. I was surprised and I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised because of the circumstances, but I was surprised because of the fact that Gervonta Davis's name has blown up so much. You would think that Devin Haney would want to at least challenge himself, per se, or go after the biggest bag of money that's out there and not just, a good up-and-coming name. But I want to break that down and give my 2 cents and see what everybody has to say about that. So, Devin Haney said that Shakur Stevenson is the next name he wants to face up with. He said he's definitely on the hit list, and he said that I want to get through with Loma first. You said let's deal with Loma first. Let's not sidestep Loma or anything. Loma is definitely formidable competition, but he said I want to get through Loma and then I want to go after Shakur Stevenson. He is next up. Now, listen, Shakur Stevenson is a great fight, and I think eventually he deserves a shot, but you can't deny the fact of what Gervonta Davis has accomplished over the past year and a half.
What happened was on Rockefeller, Benny Siegel was the shit, nigga. And they will only let Benny Siegel only sell so many records. This came from an executive at Rockefeller, because I knew everybody. And they would only let Benny sell so many records, and that was it. And they wouldn't push it no more. You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z on Jay-Z's label.
And for Devin Haney not even to mention his name when it comes to the next up, it's almost disrespectful, but it's definitely a showing of the times in boxing and how things are run. And what I mean by that is, it's really not up to Devin Haney per se to pick his next opponent. Now, he can all day long suggest and say, hey, I want this guy, that guy. But if his promoter feels like it's not achievable or he can't work with those people over there, then it's most likely not going to happen. And do you blame Devin Haney for that? Yay and nay. It's the same thing that people are saying about Gervonta Davis. Well, why isn't he going after Devin Haney? Why isn't he the one to call? He shouldn't have to call Devin Haney out, because Devin Haney is the champion, and Devin Haney's on a different promotional company. If Devin Haney, the top guy, wants to fight Gervonta Davis, all he has to do is say, all I want is Gervonta Davis next. I'm not fighting anybody but Gervonta Davis next. He's the biggest challenger. That's who I want next. But that's not what we're hearing from Devin Haney. That's most likely not what's coming out of Bob Arum's mouth. And Shakur Stevenson is almost getting a freebie for no reason. He just entered the division. How do you get to sidestep all of these fighters that have been in the division, trying to get their shot at the champion, and you just come in from 130 pounds and now you're automatically the next guy up? It really doesn't make sense, but this is the state of boxing.
Just harping on petty shit is what's keeping us from really paying attention to the things that matter, because there are ways to help. There are solutions. But if you stay with your brain stuck in the wrong distraction, then nothing's going to get done, and you're going to wake up with wrinkles, old, and missing out on making history and talking about what you could have did and blaming it on somebody else.
As well, both of those guys are on the same promotional company, so that's the part that doesn't surprise me. At the end of the day, Bob Arum's going to do what's financially beneficial to him and what's the least risky. putting him in there with Gervonta Davis is very risky, and Davis is on another promotional company, so if they do lose, they lose the titles, I think even George Kambosos has ties with Top Rank. I'm not sure if he's actually signed to Top Rank, but I know that's who Manny Pacquiao used as a sparring partner for several years while he was on Top Rank. So I'm not, and I think he from time to time trains with Freddie Roach as well. But I'm not sure if he's actually signed with Top Rank. But Teofimo Lopez as well. I'm not sure if he's still signed with Top Rank. But at one time, Top Rank has controlled those belts for a while is what I'm trying to say. So basically, I don't think Bob Arum's going to risk it, number one. I don't think he wants to risk playing that game with PBC, Al Heyman, and Gervonta Davis. Because he already lost all the welterweight belts. He only has one welterweight belt that they've been holding on to forever. And they refused to give Errol Spence a shot at that title. Maybe we'll get it one day, but I'm seriously doubting it now. I've kind of almost given up on that fight. But I just don't see Bob Arum putting his, award-winning ticket out there. He has all those titles, so if you have a big fight already in-house to make, you're more than likely going to make the in-house fight over, even though the Gervonta Davis fight is way bigger. It just comes with way more problems, and of course, the A-side, B-side conversation. This is what I hate about A-side, B-side in boxing, because it can ruin things, It should just be that, Devin Haney's the champion, Gervonta Davis, you got to be the B-side, and it should just play out like that. But unfortunately, because the A-side controls so much when it comes to making the fights and referees and venues and all that stuff now in the sport, it didn't always used to be like this. If there were two superstars in the sport, they got to dictate certain terms and just to make the fights. Now it's A-side, and the promoter of the A-side gets to dictate all the terms, and it's going to be really difficult.
You ain't got no rubber band on your shit though. You playing games now. You ain't in the game yet. You gotta get a rubber band on it.
No, you don't never lock your knot up, man. He did too much time in jail. He got his knot locked up.
For Gervonta Davis and PBC to ever make that fight, because they have no bargaining chips other than Gervonta Davis is the biggest draw at 135 pounds. They have no titles to say, well, we hold this title, so you got to give us a shot. I'm not sure where Gervonta Davis is ranked. I need to look that up. If anybody in the chat can put it in the comment section below, please put that for the rest of the viewers. But, I would think that Gervonta Davis has to be ranked either number 2 or number 3, and I don't see how in the world Shakur Stevenson off of one victory can come in and high jump 2 or 3 guy in the rankings. But once again, this is how it works in boxing, because he who controls the belts really controls the division. If you control the belts, you can kind of get the sanctioning bodies to do what you want, especially when you have that many of them. And, just pay them off, make them shut up, or take cupcake fights. 'Cause as long as you're defending that title against people that you're overmatching and that you think you can beat, the sanctioning bodies are not going to say anything. They basically just want what they want. As long as they get it, in boxing, it really doesn't matter anymore. The promoter and he who holds the titles is the king of the division. And, for Gervonta Davis, I don't think that that's fair, but I do feel like this. If he is that confident and he's really that good, like I said about Terrence Crawford, he should just go ahead and be the B-side, knock Devin out, get the titles, and you'll dictate everything. But there's going to be so many stipulations Bob Arum's going to put in that contract. Rehydration might be one of them, and the fact that Devin Haney might be able to rehydrate past 147 and try to take advantage of Gervonta that way. So, I'm really not sure if it's even a good idea for Gervonta to try to fight Devin at this time. Maybe you should just let, Devin fight Shakur, Devin leave the division, and then he picks up all the titles. They might have been there playing the whole time. You know, does Shakur beat Devin? I don't know, but I know if I'm Bob Arum, I'd much rather have Shakur fight Devin than Gervonta, because even if Devin does lose, I can still face Devin up with Josh Taylor, and I still control all the titles. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. That like button, fun man, sure. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's YouTube, that's Twitter. But you are more than likely to get a response on the tube. So holler at me over there. If you would like to collabo, feel free to hit my Gmail. It is flockofcards@gmail.com. And we are Manny.
Look, 1 blunt, 2 blunts, 3 blunts, 4 blunts. Now I'm high in a bitch. Nigga, 1 bird, 1/5 I'm nerd. Yo, chick, now I'm high in your bitch. And I'ma admit, she looking real thick in that fit. Soon as you leave, I walk up, gripping her hips. Have her flipping the script, convince her to strip. You at home shooting free throws, flicking your wrist. But hold up, don't let me get ahead of myself. If you really wanna better your health, getting out of my area helps. What these young niggas carry, you melt your whole clique. She swallowed the whole dick, oh shit. Now let me slow down, cause I'm off the head bitch roll now. They didn't know, I bet they know now. I rep the hometown, Lewis Keys, nigga, let's go. Let's go, my West End niggas, let's go. My East End niggas, let's go. Louisville, let's go. Nigga, let's go. Let's go, nigga, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, yo, it's sorta like NASCAR. How these niggas take wheels off of fast cars, we not right. About to shine like dandruff and neon lights. Know you feel the shit that we on right. I got your bitch and she's on pipe, taking pictures of herself. And if you're really slanging, you're snitching on yourself, jerk. So look at it that way. While I'm looking at your rat from the back way, then I'm looking for a black in the ashtray. But if that black ain't freak, you can keep it thinking rap ain't heat. You was sleeping, I attack that beat. I'm the reason. Something hit your dome, now you're sleeping. Worse than the chrome when you're beefing. Something get thrown, now you're leaking. Game coming out when I'm speaking. Tell you dang, picking bone for the evening. Bet I leave alone by the weekend. Now let's go, let's go. My Nashville niggas, let's go. My Nat-Town niggas, let's go. Cincinnati, let's go. Nigga, let's go. Let's go, let's go, nigga, let's go. Let's go, time to wind it down. I either you rewind it now. I want big stacks, way up to the sky from the ground. Don't want a chick in the time it down, unless she's really talking about time it down. Freak, shake your ass, make a little cash. Tell your man right before I make that dash, I'ma use the back of his head to break that glass. You chumps should know better. These bucks blow leather off your back, give you a donut hole sweater. We fuck hoes, never giving up more cheddar, just to fuck those feathers, sucked in a jet of life. Girl, you can nod your head to the beat. You can nod your head to the meat. The truth is whatever I said when I speak. The booth left red with the heat. Now let's go. Let's go. My St. Louis niggas, let's go. My Chi-Town niggas, let's go. ATL niggas, let's go. Nigga, let's go.